Hello, you're welcome back to Project Management Demystified. Right, so we're still on our Agile Project Management series, and I think this is episode 17 of the Agile Project Management series, focusing on the role of a Scrum Master. Right, interesting. I've covered a number of things on Scrum Master, and I'm always thinking of things to cover. So I was thinking today, let's talk about a typical day in the life of a Scrum Master. And that might be an oxymoron actually, because there is no typical day. The only thing typical might be the events that happen. So every day you might be in a daily stand-up, but some days you might not be in a daily stand-up. And maybe the team are a little bit matured, you can leave them to be self-organizing and just run the daily scrum or daily stand-up. So starts in the morning. The day usually start like from a previous day, or depending on how organized the Scrum Master is, it could start from a previous week actually. So if it's a week where you're having all the events, then there's a lot of work to be done to prepare and to plan for those events. And when I say events, sprint review, sprint planning, sprint retrospective, or even if you're having PI planning, that's planning increments, and the Scrum Master will be involved in that as well. And you might be putting a lot of things in place to prepare for PI planning, to prepare for. So we spoke about sprint review, and there's something called inspect and adapt in Scaled Agile framework, where Agile is being applied at scale, multiple Scrum teams, called Agile release trains. So you could be supporting that as well. I don't even know where to go, because the day there's no typical day. No 2 days are the same. So let me just use an example. So as I said, it could start a previous day, it could start a previous week. So I'm planning. So let's say if I say it's a sprint planning or sprint review day, this video will take very long. But let's just see how we get on. So from the previous day, I've checked what I have for the next day. So usually the daily stand-up is a constant candidate, and I check that I don't have any clash with other meetings. So there could be a meeting with, so maybe there is a blocker in the team and a stakeholder has put in a meeting at the daily stand-up time. If I don't have any other time that I can move it to, or if the stakeholder does not have any other time that they can move it to, then I might not be able to join the daily stand-up. So I'll reach out to the team. So organize yourselves. I won't be on the daily stand-up today. And then they go ahead and organize themselves. I've been in new teams previously where I have done that and the daily stand-up did not happen because there was confusion. So I learned, and over time when the team become more matured, people start coming forward and volunteering to run the day stand-up. So I have the meeting, the issue or the blocker either being unblocked, or there's a follow-up conversation that needs to happen. I check the visualization that we're using. So it could be any visualization system where all the work is, and just go through some of the matrices or some of the metrics to see if there's any work that ought to have moved on that hasn't moved on, and just understand why it hasn't moved on. Is there a challenge that the Scrum Master needs to support with, and the challenge could vary. Conversations with product owner, so it could be a backlog refinement, it could just be let's catch up to see how things are going, what's in the pipeline, what's coming. Have that conversation. The Scrum Master could also be, usually big organizations have community of practice where Scrum Masters come together, release train engineers come together and just share knowledge, just share learning and continuously improve, because we want our teams to continuously improve. So we ourselves should be continuously improving. So Scrum Master might be on a community of practice conversation where you might be the one presenting on that day. What challenges are you facing in your team? Where do you need support? So there are more experienced Scrum Masters or release train engineers that can support. If you bring your challenge to that kind of forum, people can share their experiences for people that are more experienced, or people have had similar experiences in their team and how they dealt with those kind of challenges. And there could just be it could be anything. So apart from the daily stand-up, the Scrum Master and the events, the sprint planning, the Scrum Master do a lot of other things, gets involved in a lot of other things that might not necessarily relate to the teams, but most of them will be relating to the team. You could also be Scrum Master for more than one team, but obviously that means that your time is split between those two teams, and you won't be 100% on the team. So you need to be smart about how you carry your teams along in that kind of situation. So there's no typical day. Maybe I'll just stop there for today, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Bye bye.